Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm participating in ShakeTube 2017, a read-along of Shakespeare plays over a period of 15 weeks. Every week we talk about a different play and we post our video with our thoughts on that play on the Friday. So this Friday we're talking about Julius Caesar, a historical play based on the fact of a Roman general who sort of rose to power and then had a mighty fall, you might say. The people of Rome are ruled as a republic. There are senators that represent the citizens. But the populace is sort of seeing Caesar as a godlike figure and want him crowned king. Now, there are noblemen that consider themselves on the same level as Caesar, that he's no better than them, that he should not be crowned, and they fear that Caesar's ambition will turn him to evil. Now, one of these noblemen is Cassius, and he convinces a group of people to assassinate Caesar. And one of these other noblemen is a man named Brutus, pretty much our main character of the play. Julius Caesar is not the main character. In fact, by about the middle of the play, he's dead. We have Caesar's wife, Calpurnia. She believes in omens and portents, and she sees the death of Caesar on the 15th of March. And she warns him, beware of the Ides of March. You must stay home. You must not go forward. But Caesar's line to that is, cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. So he decides to venture forth anyway. Now, it's interesting in a way, too, that it's more the belief of what may come than what has actually happened in terms of Caesar becoming a ruler. He hasn't done anything yet. It's the fear that with the way the Roman people see him as a god, it's going to change him. Like Brutus says, it must be his death, and for my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at him, but for the general, he would be crowned. How that might change his nature, there's the question. So he hasn't really done anything yet, but somehow Cassius manages to turn his mind against him. And then it's sort of the impatientness of to have it done. Brutus is troubled by the nature of what's to come and wants it over with. He says, since Cassius first did whet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasm or a hideous dream. So everything is leading up to that moment, and then Caesar ventures forth, and the act is committed. Caesar is killed. The very last stab coming from Brutus, who he thought was a friend of his, and that famous line, et tu, Brute, you too, Brutus, have turned against me. Now, we have the other faction, the side that was in favor of Caesar. We have Antony, a very good friend of Caesar, who comes upon the scene of his death. And the conspirators turn towards him, like, are you for us or against us? And he realizes he's in an untenable position and pretends to kind of be on their side. But when it comes to, like, the funeral and the speeches everyone's going to put forth, explaining why Caesar had to die, they decided to have him talk last. They'll put their side first, and there are some really, really great lines in the speeches there. Like Brutus, for instance, says, if then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. And he goes on to kind of explain about that ambition that they feared and how it would turn Caesar. I mean, would you rather live free men or die as slaves under Caesar's rule? But Antony, clever in his speeches, seems to be on their side, so they let him speak for a bit, and that famous speech, friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears, I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them, the good is often interred with their bones, so let it be with Caesar. But then he kind of goes on to say, that some of these honorable men, that he keeps saying this term over and over again, weren't so honorable, and it starts to turn that crowd. I love this line too here. For Brutus is, was Caesar's angel. Judge, O you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all. And that has sort of a double meaning too, with, that he cut him. He committed the murder as well. Now these two factions are going to, come to a head in a basic war at the end of it. And again, that same impatientness seems to creep up again in a line here from Brutus, Why then lead on? Oh, that a man might know the end of his day's business ere it come. But it suffices that the day will end, and then the end is known. It's some really great lines. I really like the pacing of the play and the characters. Again, I was surprised about when the death occurred. I remembered the speeches and things at the end, but I forgot kind of that war scene, because I've seen this on, I want to say it was a movie version. Can't remember who was in it. No, I can't get it. But yeah, I didn't remember the entire play. It was the first time I ever read it, and I really enjoyed it. Probably ranks up there of the plays we've read so far. Richard III will be my top, and this one will come in second. So I obviously have a passion for the historical plays so far. But yeah, so next week I believe we'll be reading A Midsummer Night's Dream, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.